everyone, and welcome to another episode of Noisemaker. I am Saizal Agarwal, Equity Research Analyst at Desvelado Advisory. और आज की वीडियो में we are going to take a closer look at two companies that could have some interesting growth ahead, and this would be purely based on their recent filings. So जो पहली कंपनी आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे that is an agri player and that is scaling up the capacity ahead of the peak sowing season, and recently उसने acquire करी है एक company to capitalize on surging fertilizer demand. And the second company is a manufacturing major that is diversifying through a partnership or an alliance with a global tech partner to enter higher value engineering products. So let's discuss about these companies in detail, but before that here is a quick disclaimer. So जो पहली कंपनी आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे दैट इज मैंगलोर केमिकल्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स लिमिटेड, जो कि मेनली फर्टिलाइजर्स की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और सेलिंग करती है. Also they have other products like plant nutrition products, crop protection solutions, and its portfolio is quite diversified. Like it has major products like urea, DAP, SSP, micronutrients, and specialty agri products, and even some industrial chemicals as well. So basically वो farmers को cater करते हैं, उनकी need cater करते हैं to boost the productivity and maintain the soil health. अभी recently company ने एक acquisition complete किया है of part of Zuari Agro Chemicals business, and this includes granulated single super phosphate, which is SSP plant at Mahad, Maharashtra, along with some related assets, and the total value for this is 72 crores approx, and it is done on a slump sale basis. And the company will start operating the business from October 1st, 2025. अब ये जो एक्विजिशन है ये इंक्रीज करता है कंपनी की कैपेसिटी इन द एसएसपी प्रोडक्शन, बिकॉज एसएसपी एक ऐसा सेगमेंट है जो कि रिलेटिवली बाकी सारे फर्टिलाइजर्स के कंपैरिजन में बहुत ही लिमिटेड स्केल पे है. इंडिया में बहुत ही लिमिटेड लार्ज स्केल कैपेसिटी है इसकी. वी कैन से देयर इज ओनली अबाउट 100 प्लांट्स नेशन वाइड, एंड अगर इंडिविजुअल प्लांट्स की बात करें तो दे आर यूजुअली स्मॉलर देन डीएपी और एनपीके के प्लांट्स. But जो demand है SSP की, it has been rising. Like we saw up around 25% quarter on quarter from 9.76 lakh tons to 12 lakh tons approx. And partly it was because some farmers they are substituting DAP with SSP. And on top of that, जो आगे की agricultural conditions हम देख रहे हैं further in FY26, that are also really favorable because monsoon भी early start होगा. There is excess rainfall, reservoirs are fuller, and kharif sowing is up by 6%. So assuming कि harvest भी बहुत projections के according अच्छी जाएगी, ये company is well positioned to benefit from continued fertilizer demand in FY26. And now Nishant will be joining us, and he would be taking us through the financial performance of the company.
Yeah, sure, Saidin. For FY25, the company reported revenue of rupees 3,332 crore rupees, which is basically down 12% from FY24. Talking about the quarterly revenue, it was a bit uneven, but Q1 FY26 shows a rebound at 862 crore rupees, basically up 11.4% sequentially. EBITDA margin slightly moderated to 10.8% from 11%. Quarterly EBITDA जो trends थे that were volatile, वो भी volatile थे before improving to 118 crore rupees in Q1 FY26 thanks to a stronger top line. Net margins inched up to 4.3% from 4%. Q1 FY26 net profit margin improved to 7%, indicating early signs of a profitability recovery, even though revenue trends were even last year. So overall FY25 was challenging with some top line pressure and margin moderation, but Q1 FY26 looks encouraging with sequential improvement in both revenue and profitability. So Saizal, my question to you is, with these developments, what is the company's plan for the next phase of growth?
श्योर निशांत, अगर हम कंपनी के फ्यूचर की बात करें तो अभी कंपनी के पास काफी सारे ग्रोथ लेवर्स हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल यूरिया प्रोडक्शन जो कंपनी एक्सपेक्ट करी FY26 में दैट वुड बी अराउंड 4.4 to 4.5 लाख टन्स, जो कि FY25 में इट वाज अराउंड 4 लाख टन्स. एंड Q2 का EBITDA इज आल्सो लाइकली टू बी मेंटेन्ड एज इट वाज इन Q1. एंड अगर एनर्जी सेविंग्स की बात करें तो कंपनी का एक सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड प्लांट है, एंड दे आर प्लानिंग टू डू एनर्जी सेविंग्स ऑफ अबाउट 0.25 gallon per ton, and that should help in sustaining the margins, especially with new energy norms coming into effect after November 2025. ऑल्सो कंपनी एक नया प्लांट भी प्लान कर रही है विद अ 6 लाख टन एनपीके प्लांट to move beyond their current NP 2020 production. Initial work is already start हो चुका है, but board approval is expected in next 1 to 2 months. So it would take about 2 years to complete. In addition, company is also exploring a plant in the phosphoric acid with land acquisition discussions currently underway. तो ये जो सारे initiatives हैं, we can say कि ये कंपनी को हेल्प करेंगे to expand the capacity, diversify its portfolio, and at the end, ultimately, it would help in improving the profitability of the company over the next few years. So, Nishan, can you summarize the overall view on the company?
Yeah, if I have to sum up, MCF is operating in a stable, essential sector, fertilizers and crop nutrition, and has taken strategic steps to expand capacity with the SSP plant acquisition. FY25 was a challenging year for the company, but Q1 FY26 shows strong sequential recovery in both revenue and profitability. And now with new NPK and potential phosphoric acid projects, along with operational efficiencies like energy savings, I think the company is well positioned to grow in FY26 and beyond. So overall, I would say MCF looks set for a steady, sustainable growth path, leveraging both demand tailwinds in agriculture and strategic capacity expansions.
Thank you, Nishan. Now let's move to the second company. Wheels India Limited. So basically ये company manufacture करती है road wheels, parts and accessories for machinery and equipment, and it's basically used in construction and mining all these parts. And they also produces wind turbine components. अब recently company ने sign किया है technical transfer agreement with SHPAC, which is a leading hydraulic cylinder manufacturer from South Korea. Now इसके पहले काफी early discussions भी हुए थे, so this is a build up on that SHPAC had already sourced cylinders from Wheels India, validated the quality, and was exploring a technology partnership. So this agreement will not only bring just the supply opportunities but also technology support, with initial contributions expected from the next financial year. And the required capex होगा, it will be managed by companies normal 250 crores annual capex. अब ये agreement काफी ज़्यादा important है because it reflects aligned interests. SHPAC already they were looking for an offshore base for new business wins, while Wheel India hydraulic cylinders or windmill components, aluminium wheels, इन सबको strategic growth areas consider करती है. And these areas they ultimately reduce the dependency of company on the automotive wheels and suspension system, जो कि around 60% of sales बनाते हैं company का. Also, this move supports company's ambition to be recognized as an engineering company rather than just being a metal converter. So ultimately, ये company के लिए काफी सारी global opportunities open कर रहा है, particularly in countries like Europe, North America, where the exports of company have already crossed 300 crores in Q1 FY26. और अगर hydraulic cylinders की बात करें, so they could be surely a meaningful growth driver for the company as the production scales over the coming years. So now for knowing the financials, Nishant would be joining us again and will give us a look at the financials of the company.
Yeah, sure, Cecil. Let's talk about the company's financials. So for FY25, company report किया revenue of 4,744 crore rupees, जो कि slightly down है about 5% from FY24. Quarterly revenues जो है that stayed largely range bound. Q1 FY26 came in at rupees 1,265 crore rupees, largely flat sequentially. I would say flat sequentially. On profitability side, EBITDA improved to 364 crore rupees in FY25, with margin rising from 6% to 8%. Quarterly EBITDA showed a steady climb through the year before softening slightly to 98 crore rupees in Q1 FY26. At the net profit level, FY25 saw 112.2 crore rupees, almost double from FY24, with net margins increasing from 1% to 2%. So overall, FY25 had a slight revenue contraction but showed a strong improvement in operating profitability and net earnings, indicating effective cost control and margin recovery. Q1 FY26 also reflects stable revenue and profitability, providing a steady base for growth. So now, Saizal, what is the outlook for the company going forward?
निशांत, अगर मैं कंपनी के आउटलुक की बात करूं तो व्हील इंडिया एक्सपेक्ट करिए हेल्दी सिंगल डिजिट ग्रोथ इन FY26 and it is aligned with the modest expansion जो कि कंपनी करेगी across the passenger vehicle with 1 to 2%, commercial vehicle 3 to 4% and tractors 5 to 6%. Now this diversification and the product mix, all of this should drive incremental gains. And revenues, अगर देखें तो company project करिए that it could achieve 5,000 crores approx in FY26, assuming the commodity prices remain supportive, signaling a steady recovery in the top line growth. Also, company is expecting to sustain around 7% EBITDA margin in FY26 despite the tariffs and the input cost pressures, all of this which is happening, with some risk from higher steel prices as well. Now, support from the ramp up of cast aluminium wheels starting December 2025 and stronger windmill sales from Q2 FY26, all of this should set the offset volatility and help to maintain the stable profitability. So, Nishant, could you summarize the overall view on this company?
Yeah, so in short, Wheels India is navigating a stable recovery phase. Even with slight revenue dips, they have improved profitability significantly through cost control and operational efficiency. The technical partnership with the HSPAC now, along with global export opportunities, aluminium wheel ramp up, and windmill component growth, positions the company for sustainable incremental growth. And overall, I would say Wheels India is enhancing its engineering capabilities while reducing reliance on traditional automotive sales, setting up a solid foundation for the next few years.
Okay, thanks a lot, Nishant. That really helped us to get a clear picture. दोनों companies का क्या plan है, financials. So thank you. And now let's quickly check how some of our previous picks have performed. So we have AGI Infra Limited. We covered this when it was trading at 1,154 and now it's at around 1,270 with a gain of 10%. Royal Orchid Hotels Limited, we covered this when it was trading at around 500 rupees and now it's somewhere around 523 rupees with a gain of 5%. Markolines Pavement Technologies Limited, from 175 rupees, it's currently at 166 rupees, which is a decline of 5%. Thomas Cook India Limited, from 172 rupees, now it's currently trading at 162 rupees, which is a decline of 6%. And lastly, we have Kamat Hotels India Limited, from 287 rupees to 295 rupees, it's up by 3%. So overall, we are observing a strong blend of growth opportunities and we'll keep watching all these companies closely and share the updates on their performance in the coming months. Also, here is the QR which you can scan to access all these previous picks which we covered recently. And now let's discuss about the summary of the companies we covered this in filing. Manglore Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited, where the company has completed the acquisition of part of Zuari Agro Chemicals Limited business, and Wheels India Limited, where the company has signed a technical transfer agreement with SHPAC, which is a leading hydraulic cylinder manufacturer from South Korea. So that's it for today's edition of Noisemaker, and if you found this breakdown informative and clear market updates, until then, stay curious, stay ahead and stay informed.